Welcome back to the 49ers Unscripted podcast presented by Microsoft Surface, joined by 49ers edge rusher Nick Bosa, fresh off of the bye week. You get to kind of get some time to recharge and refresh. How are you feeling after the bye?
I always feel amazing after the bye. You kind of forget what a fresh body feels like during the season, and we had a bonus practice yesterday, and I think my legs felt the best they've felt since camp. So.
We're definitely gonna have to follow up with how you've been feeling through camp and so far this season. But I will ask you, what were the bye plans? Did you get a chance to get away? Did you get to relax? What went on for you?
I just stayed with my routine for the week. Just kept coming in, getting some runs and lifts in, trying to keep everything ready to go because the bye week goes by quick. But then on the weekend, I took a little trip to Napa and had to just rest my mind and the body.
Absolutely. A little R&R never hurt anybody. I'm not mad at that at all. But okay, you said, having a fresh set of legs, which I think that's pretty scary for Nick Bosa, especially when you think about, I'm going back to what Trent Williams said during training camp. He's talking to the media, and he says that he felt like you looked faster, you look stronger than you ever have. Do you feel that way too coming into this year?
Yeah, I mean, I felt really, really good coming in, but I think just coming back from what I came back from, it's continuing to progress throughout the year. So I'm getting stronger, getting quicker as the season goes on, and with the bye, it just increases that even more.
How have you felt that you have grown as a player since that 2019 season?
A ton. I mean, when you're a rookie, you don't really know much. You're just going out there and trying stuff and hoping it works. And now that I have, that season obviously, and then a few games this year under my belt, I really have honed in on what works for me. And I think there's a lot more to improve upon, though.
Okay, and coming into this year, do you feel that you're leaner? Do you feel like you're same size as you were in 2019? Has anything changed?
Yeah, I'm like 5 pounds lighter. My body fat percentage may have gone up since camp because I was a little obsessed in the off season with getting shredded, but now it's football time, so I got to put on that extra weight. And but no, I'm a little leaner, and I feel really good because my diet is really good, and I'm just taking my diet to the next level.
What is in a Nick Bosa diet? I am very intrigued.
A lot of vegetables, a lot of protein.
Okay.
The things you would think. But yeah, I just kind of got away from some of the bad carbs like pasta and bread and stuff like that, but I still do eat carbs. I just kind of replaced them with like beans, and I love chickpeas and lentils and all that stuff.
So if I needed a meal plan to follow, if I wanted to get shredded like Nick Bosa, would you be able to lay out a plan for me to follow?
I think you got to be disciplined, though.
Yeah,
that.
That's the problem. I'm not disciplined at all. Okay. You talked about your body fat coming into training camp. What was it at that point, and where would you guess that you're at now?
I think it was 9% on the, it was the lowest on the team. And
wow.
Me and Raheem were having a little competitive battle over it. So I got to talk some trash to him, being a 200-pound running back, and me being a defensive end and still having the leanest body fat, but it's probably up a few percentages, maybe a couple.
Okay, just a couple.
Got to throw some weight on in the trenches.
There you go.
Can't be
plus or minus 1% or something of body fat. Who's really counting? Okay, but let's talk about just how you've come into this year. You're already 5 sacks in. You're more than halfway to your 2019 total. Have you been keeping tabs on that at all, or is it just all just lights go for you?
I mean, I try not to think too much about stats, but when it comes to our position, sacks are our livelihood. So obviously, you know how many you have, and you know how many you had. I had 9 my rookie year, and then everybody forgets about the 4 in the playoffs. But yeah. But yeah, so I got 5, and I'm just trying to stay the course and play my best every week, because I definitely, after a game, I'm more worried about how I rushed and how I feel like I played opposed to the
Yeah.
stat total.
Gotcha. And now this year, a lot of people are, making comparisons. They're talking about years prior. But one thing that's different is you guys have a new defensive coordinator in D'Amico Ryans. What have you seen out of D'Amico? Have things changed a lot for you guys? And just kind of what's the feeling behind him?
I mean, we all love him. Having a guy who's recently been in the league and knows how it is, and it's not a huge change schematically at all for us. I'd say he's even more D-line friendly than Saleh was, and Saleh was very D-line friendly. So, yeah, it's been a great transition, and I think our defense is starting to catch our stride the past few weeks, and I really think we could be a top defense in the league for the rest of the year.
How would you rate D'Amico's energy? Because I think we're all used to what Saleh was like on the sidelines, but how's D'Amico on the side? What's his demeanor like?
It's funny because Saleh to me was always a super chill guy, and then all people see is him on the sideline going
Right.
nuts. And but yeah, no, I always thought Saleh is pretty chill. He kind of gets a little, his blood pressure goes up during the game, obviously, but I think D'Amico's got great energy on just a day-to-day basis, and on the sideline, he's very calm, and halftime adjustments really calm, which I like. I don't like when coaches seem like they're more flustered than you are, and you're playing the game. So, no, I really like his demeanor.
And then I want to talk about kind of what you guys are dealing with right now. You're coming into this bye, and obviously you guys aren't happy the way you guys came into this bye. But right now, as you made your way back to, I know you guys kind of had that practice on Monday, but what's the feeling in the locker room right now? What's kind of like the mindset of how you guys want to prepare and how you guys want to finish out the season?
I think it's a really good mindset, and it started last week, Tuesday, before we got our break. We had a team meeting, and I think Kyle came in with the right message that we're not far off of anybody in the league, and it's a really long season, and we're good enough to get where we want to go. We just have to figure out how to pull it out at the end and execute a little better, but we're right there, and I think everybody believes in that, and nobody's really down to the point where we think we're out of it. So we just need to execute. We get some guys back this week, which will help a lot, and get back to it.
And just the message that Kyle Shanahan talked to you guys about, you look at these last 3 games, you guys are essentially in it in all 3 of these games. You look at Green Bay, you're 37 seconds away. You guys dominated just about every stat in the stat column against Seattle, and you guys are going toe-to-toe against one of the best teams in the NFL right now. But is there ever any talk amongst the locker room at just the division that you guys are in and how much of a dogfight this NFC West is?
Yeah, but it's really the whole NFL. Every team you play, we got the Colts coming to town, and that's a team that isn't exactly where they want to be record-wise either, but they could flip it and be one of the top teams in the league too. So it's the entire NFL. I watched the Titans play the Bills last night, and the Titans aren't where they want to be, and they looked like one of the top teams. So it's just all over the place. Super competitive in the NFL. There's no gimmies, and we just got to stick with it.
Yeah, and you brought up the Colts. That's who's coming to town week 7, a primetime matchup. With you guys on that bye week, you got to essentially see the Colts twice. They had that Monday night game against Baltimore, and then they played this weekend. But from what you've seen, what do you take away from this Colts offense?
I think just overall as a team, they're driven by their O&D line, which is a good thing to be in this league. And they're just a tough, disciplined team, and I think we match up well. We just have to go out there and do what we do on defense and score some points.
That's what
Good game plan.
Yeah, that's essentially what needs to be done. 49ers looking to get that first home win at Levi Stadium, which we're hoping comes this Sunday. But before I let you go, Nick, I ask every guy that joins me here on this podcast, because you look at this team, and I know people like to make comparisons, but this is a completely different team, and I feel like you have that same mindset, which is obviously one goal, and that's to get to the championship. But what's one word you would use to describe this 49ers 2021 team?
You know, like I said earlier, we have a long way to go for me to really formulate that one word, but I'm hoping it's resilient.
I like that. I like that. Resiliency. 49ers looking to bounce back, hoping to do that this week. But with that, Nick Bosa, appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us on the podcast, and hopefully we get you back here again soon once we pass that number 9 sack, and we're not missing out on that 4 in the playoffs.
I appreciate it.
Make sure you subscribe.
Mm-hmm.